Silent and profile. It's live and it comes. Slow down. Untitled and profiling.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am your host, Tommy. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up. All right, y'all. It is week 8 we're coming into. This bye week was boring as fuck if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, but we are back and we are pissed. I do have a guest today, and that guest is Captain D. Thank you, Captain D, for coming on, man. How you been, brother?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Hey, Joey, man. Yeah, glad you found me too, brother. Glad you're here as well, man. So yeah, bro. Dolphins, Buffalo this Sunday, Halloween, bro. Man, dude, what is it with us playing you guys off bad losses and you guys having to take the hit, take our anger. What's that, man?
I mean, the prototypical saying, kicking a man while he's down. I mean, this has just been the the epitome of the Dolphins. It just seems like, week 2, you guys lose to the Steelers. We meet you guys, and we meet a pissed off Buffalo Bills team that just wants to prove a point. And we came off a close win with the Patriots week 1, but it was just here we go again. Week 8, another bad recipe. We're down and out, and the worst. But you know what? In all fairness, we've had our opponents to where we could bounce back, and we didn't take care of business. But now, we gotta try and make somewhat of a stand, at least in this game, and not to get out of control.
I'll be real with you. I mean, listen, I knew we were going to win the division. I'm not being a cocky Buffalo Bill fan. I'm just being real. If you're a real football fan, you guys know and you follow football, you know where the Buffalo Bills have been trending, and it's up. It's not like we lost players. It's not like Josh Allen regressed in 2020. Like, why all of a sudden we're just going to suck ass and the Patriots are going to run the division again with a rookie quarterback, or the Dolphins somehow are going to just, take over the AFC. Like, I figured how I saw the division going was the Buffalo Bills winning, 14, 15 games. I saw the Dolphins winning about 10. Not anymore, but I saw the Dolphins winning about 10 and the Patriots 8. So I'm probably a little bit off on that, at least for the Dolphins. The Patriots, I'm still saying 8 or 9. They don't have the easiest schedule, which Saturday we'll go through when we have Trevor and Juan from Sports Dynasty. I want to go over strength of schedule, like who's remaining on our schedule. Buffalo's schedule, my God, is it a breeze, man? It is, man.
It is.
It's a breeze. We're at home a lot of games. Jack, thanks for coming in. Titans ain't fucking around. Looks like we're going to play in the playoffs. Listen, it's early, Jack. They had a two good game stretch, but things change. It's the second half of the season is really where now it starts to count. And if you notice last season, Buffalo, after that Arizona loss, we won 8 in a row. We were the hottest team going in the playoffs. And all it took was that loss for us to bounce back, get shit right. And I think the Titans game, bro, we should have won. We should have won. Come on, let's be real. We left a lot of fucking plays in the red zone. I keep talking about that. But it's true. I'm sorry. It's true. If Josh don't slip there, if the offensive line does their job, we get the first down. We win the game. Let's be real. We win the fucking game. But we didn't. L's and L, got to take it for what it is. You bounce back. Now we play the Dolphins. And this is a perfect game. If you're going to get your shit right, this is the game where you got to get your shit right. Jack, let's see. Jack coming in. That's the only team that bugs shit out of me. Yeah, well, listen, I'll be real. In the very beginning, before the season started, when I did my prediction, if you guys go way back on my videos, I said we were going to go 15-2, and the two losses that I had was Tennessee and Tampa Bay. I thought we were going to beat KC on a tough, like on the road. It's going to be tough, and it was just back-to-back tough games, and I just felt like we were going to be a little bit spent. And then I changed my mind because Tennessee really defensively has been a nightmare. They're not really that good. And I thought, man, we were clicking on all cylinders, right? First in offense, first in defense. I mean, should have won the game, but we didn't. It is what it is. So let's see how the second half plays out. And let's see how Tennessee plays out. Listen, they got Julio Jones doesn't stay healthy a lot. You guys know that. He's been injury bug last 2 or 3 seasons. Ryan Tannehill has always been kind of a question mark. I told you he's in the middle of the pack quarterback. And listen, the playoffs, you have to win with your more than like 9 times out of 10, you better have a good quarterback. There's very few teams that won Super Bowls with okay quarterbacks, right? Tampa Bay back in the day. With what's his name? I forget the name of the freaking quarterback, but they won. The guy for Baltimore, even Flacco. I mean, let's be real. It's the defense, but that's rare. Usually good to great quarterbacks win Super Bowls and push that playoff run, man. Let's be real. Anyways, let's see here. So yeah, so you guys are 1-6. Man, I really thought after that Patriot game, though you guys didn't show much offensively, I said, man, defensively, you held them. What was it, 16-13 that game, something like that?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, super close. You guys didn't score a lot of points, but your defense, once again, I was like, okay, turnovers, they're doing the thing. I mean, that's what they do, right? That's what the Dolphins did last year. I think you guys led the league in turnovers. Let's see here. Joey, but at the same time, if Josh would score touchdowns instead of fucking field goals, we'd be all right. Yeah, Joey. So listen, I did a whole show on that Saturday. I got in a debate Friday on my other show that I'm on because the conversation was who's to blame for the Titans loss. And let's all be real here. The whole team's to blame no matter what, right? It's a team loss, right? Team win, team loss. There's no one really to say that person, lost us the game. But if I'm going to put a little bit more on one side of things, I'm going to say the red zone was a problem, right? I think we were 2 for 5. Let me pull that up. I believe we were 2 for 5. I don't want to say that wrong. We were okay. Red zone, 2 for 5. Exactly what I thought. So listen, let's say hypothetically we're 3 for 5. We win 35-34. That's it. Just one touchdown out of that. 3 for 5 instead of 2 for 5, which is still kind of unacceptable. I'm a realist. I know you can't go, 4 for 4, 5 for 5 in the red zone every single fucking game, but 2 for 5 is bad. And let's be real. Let's be real here. The 2 losses, right, on our schedule so far, Pittsburgh and Tennessee. The red zone for Pittsburgh, 1 for 4. 1 for 4. We lost 23-16. All you got to do is score a touchdown there. We're in overtime. We possibly win the game. Mind you, it's also about scoring early, getting these teams to start passing more. So let's say we, instead of going for field goals, we score a touchdown in Tennessee. We go up 14-3 or 14-0, 21-7. Tennessee ain't running Derrick Henry like a motherfucker. They're going to start going to the air. They can't kill their own clock. Then the game changes, right? The defense starts to change. And that's what I keep saying. The red zone is a problem. We're one of the worst in the red zone efficiency this season. I think we're 26th. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. And by the way, kind of unbelievable. We rank 6th in offense. So imagine if the red zone was better. Probably rank 1. So there's just no excuse for that. If you're in the red zone, you got to fucking score. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear the defense let us down. Yeah, okay, it's going to happen from time to time. But the Buffalo Bills red zone has let us down week 1 through week fucking 7, like through all those weeks, right? We had a bye week last week, but they might have let us down that week too. Who knows? I don't know. Let's see here, Joey. They always sneak Josh to the left side of the line when Josh came off the line day shift into the gap at the point. Should have took a timeout. Well, we already took the timeout. I thought the same thing, but we took so that whole thing was all fucked up. So don't forget, Josh ran on the 3rd down. They initially gave us the 1st down. Then the refs changed their mind and said it was short. I think McDermott called the timeout hoping they would either look at it or spot check it, right? Check the football, the yards. They didn't do either. You can't call back-to-back timeouts. At that point, we had to play the play. My problem is we had enough time still where Josh could have said, fuck it, I'm calling an audible because to me, Tennessee was playing that the whole time. They were playing that Allen sneak. Allen should have I would have been, listen, if Allen missed on a pass, I would have been okay with that. But at that point, I think Allen should have called an audible or that play should have been scratched and we did something different. I just thought it was Tennessee was waiting on it and Deion Dawkins got manhandled. I don't know what else to say there. But that's that. That nothing we could do about that. That game's over. Joey, everybody knew we should be undefeated right now, but for some people not. People got big heads and don't show up on the field. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Listen, it's the red zone. Listen, the defense is still ranked number 1. Okay, even with that shitty performance, I'm not mad at it, man. We're still ranked number 1. Our offense is 6. It should be better, but that's okay. And we got an easy schedule. Let's be real here. These are the games that you got to fix shit. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we played Houston Texans. Terrible team. Yeah, we blew them out. But we were 2 for 6 in the red zone. That's not good. Like these are the games coming up. I want to see red zone efficiency. I want to see 4 for 5. 3 for 4. Stuff like that. I don't want to see 1 for 4, 2 for 6, 3 for 7. I mean, you can't leave points off the board, and that dog knows. He agrees with me. Let's see here. Joey, you're losing to 3-4 3/4 of the league if you're ring 26. I don't know what you mean there. I don't catch your drift there, Joey. I lost you on that one. Explain that real quick for me, brother. But anyways, on to week 8. So 1-6, I really thought you guys would be better, especially on defense. And golly, I just want to tell you, your offense is ranked 28th. Your defense is ranked 31st. You are, let's see here, because I wrote it down here. You're 28 in points allowed. No, I'm sorry. You're 23rd against the run. You're 31st against the pass. You're first in points allowed. I mean, that's bad, bro. On offense, you're ranked 28th. You're 31st in pass and 25th on the run. That's bad. Like that is just bad football. Like all across the board. There's nothing good there.
There is nothing good, and let's be real here. Your record says who you are. Your actions speak who you are as a team, as a person. 1-6. I mean, that tells everything right there. We are a bad football team right now, and going into this game, if you look at the stats last game, 109 passer rating for Tua, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's still the 2 interceptions were really bad interceptions. Going into this game, I mean, it's only we got to chalk this up as an L going in. Buffalo's is going to be trying to come off the rebound off of their loss, and I just want to touch on this real quick as far as the Buffalo and Titans game. A lot. I do believe that the better teams. There was always a saying that which games are won in the trenches, and As a kid growing up, my father always told me, he was like, if you think you're bad, there's always someone else badder than you. And what he meant by that is, you know, when when you meet somebody who's as tough as you think you are, there's always somebody tougher. You know what I mean? And what I'm trying to say by this is that um, the Miami Dolphins should be trying to mimic what the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans are, and that is a tough line, defensive, offensively. Because honestly, when I look back at that game could have gone any way. It was just a matter of a certain play or a turnover, but it was in the trenches. It was literally Buffalo punching Tennessee and Tennessee saying, "I'm going to punch you right the fuck back." So it was just a back and forth, but those small little plays just make such a big difference in a game. And God forbid that was a playoff game. So you know Buffalo, both teams are on the right track. It'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting if you guys meet back up in the
Good.
playoffs.
It's possible.
It's
very
possible. But
Second half, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, listen,
I'm
look
feeling,
at last year.
yeah,
I did,
I'm
you know.
feeling Tennessee because of, I mean, Derrick Henry is just a monster. I mean,
No, he
um,
is. He is. But if
you
you're
know,
feeling them, the problem is their defense. Let's be real. Their
yeah,
defense
yeah,
is
and
still bad. Now they showed out against KC. I'll give them credit. They fucking whomped KC. I mean, they showed no mercy, as Cobra Kai would say. Right? They swept the leg and they swept it hard. And Johnny made his point. So, but my
you
point
know,
is their defense is still bad. I don't trust their defense. And the prime thing is I don't trust their quarterback. I still think he's the middle of the pack. And that's where we failed against the Titans. It wasn't so much Derrick Henry, I'll be honest with you. Besides the long run, which was 75 yards, he had after that only 75. We kind of shut him down really through the second half. But it was Tannehill who made the plays in the fourth quarter where we were just like cloud in the box, like going in the box, like, and we were just giving up way too much to AJ Brown, Julio Jones, and he was just picking us apart. We had no sacks, so that means we had no really good pressure. I didn't see pressure really, to be honest with you. Their offensive line was banged up, so there's really no excuse there. Their best offensive lineman got hurt, so
yeah.
I was a little bit, I thought Tannehill. Now Apex coming in, I get what you're saying there, man, about the red zone, which take. So basically, Apex coming and get over it. He's talking to me because he's mad at me. That's my co-host, by the way, Mike. Ask your Dolphin buddy if we would take crap red zone for wins. So to counter that, and I'll leave it alone because me and him been debating on this. Last year, let's just say hypothetically, you could say that about anything. That doesn't mean it will work during the playoffs. So let's say, for instance, if you have a crap defense, let's just say hypothetically, crap defense, but you're winning because your offense is number one, but you're winning 41-38. And your games are super close, but you're winning. And then you go into playoffs and finally your offense has a bad game and it's over,
Exactly.
brother.
Hey, it's over.
It's over. So I don't want to keep going back and forth about the red zone thing. All I mean is if that's one of our worst things on the team, including the offensive line, I'm not happy with our offensive line at all. But if that's one of our things where we struggle, all I'm saying is that has to be fixed. I'm not saying that the reason why we lost Titans strictly the red zone, only the red zone. No, man, I'm just saying that's been a problem since week one. And if you want to go deep in the playoffs, you can't just say, that's okay. We'll be all right. Who cares if we're 28th ranked on red zone? Like, you can't be like that. If we're like that, then might as well just stop watching right now. Because I'm not about that. Listen, I'm not about that. Just like all of our players are not about that, right? Josh Allen could have been like, bro, my completion percentage is 58%. I'm cool with it because I still can throw the ball deep. No, bro, you got to fix it in order to get better, right? The offensive line, we could be like, bro, we're winning games. Like, our rush offense is fucking awful because they can't block. but we're winning games. Who cares? Like, you got to fix it. Like, I'm just saying. And the offensive line, unfortunately, I don't know if there's something to fix it this year. Like, that is what it is. Those are your players. Unless we make some kind of trade, which, listen, teams don't just give up offensive linemen. They are very hard to find. I don't see that happening. So we are who we are. We have the offensive line. They just got to play better. They got to come together and play a little better. They got something, or McDermott has to shuffle the line again. Let me see here. Somebody coming in. Joey, the NFL don't give you a trophy for fucking participation. They give you a trophy for being the best. Yeah, dude, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Let's see here. Joey, trust your kitchen, buddy. Don't take it so personal. Nah, man, not at all, man. I'm not taking anything personal. I'm not taking anything personal at all. I'm just being a realist.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being real. Like, sorry to cut you off, D.
Go ahead.
I'm not a Homer fan here. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and be like, everything's fucking great in Buffalo Bill land, and we're fucking the best, unbelievable team, and we are the best, and everything's the best, and our offensive line's the best, and the red zone is the best, and everything's the best, and we're gonna go and we're gonna win. We're gonna, we're going straight to the Super Bowl, no problems. Blah blah blah. Like, I'm not gonna give that to you guys because that's me being a fake. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm gonna tell you, the red zone's ranked 26th. It's unacceptable. And if the coach were to get up on a stage right now and tell you, we're cool with the red zone percentage, he'd be lying. And you guys know this. McDermott's not about that. McDermott will tell you straight up, that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And matter of fact, I know Josh Allen says it all the time. Can't have that. You can't have it. You gotta put points on the board when you're in the red zone. That's all I'm saying. And trust me, when the defense lets us down, they're gonna say it. We fucked up. This game, we weren't there. We didn't play right. We weren't ourselves. But the defense has been phenomenal up until last week or 2 weeks ago. So I'll give them a pass. That was a tough fucking game. Back to back on the road. 2 tough opponents. Let's be real. 2 tough offensive opponents. And bro, they showed out. I just thought our red zone didn't, and that was the key to the game. I'm sorry. But I'm done with the Tennessee talk. Honestly, the Tennessee game's over. Like, we are moved on. I just hope the 2 weeks that we had, it came at a perfect time to bye week. Because if you're going to fix some shit, you're going to get some players healthy. This is the time to do it. It's perfect. Like, it couldn't have came at a better time. Last season, same thing. We lost to Arizona. Same fucking thing. And what were we all doing when we lost to Arizona? And don't lie, everybody. Don't lie. When we lost to Arizona, why don't the Buffalo Bills defense know to swap the ball down? Don't they know better? Didn't they learn that in college? You don't go and try to get an interception. And trust me, I'm sure there was people talking. By the way, our defense was bad last season up until the end. They started, but what happened? They lost that game, and our defense actually started playing better. Go back and look at that schedule. We fucking came out after that bye week, after that loss to Arizona, and we balled the fuck out defensively. Really looked good. I'm not going to lie. Look what we did to the Ravens in the playoffs. When everybody was probably picking the Ravens a lot. I know a lot of people were, and we fucking shut them out. And I believe we'll shut them out again if we play the Ravens. We know Lamar Jackson. I think we play him perfectly. Joey. No, I'm not talking about you. Oh, Apex. Yeah, talking about Mikey. Mikey's just mad at me because he disagrees about the red zone. I'm just being real. Yeah. But we'll debate me and Mikey back and forth on that. And that's cool. Hey, me and Mikey do a show together. So it's all good. You can't think alike all the time. But yeah, were you going to say something, Captain D, before I cut you off? You don't remember.
I've been patiently listening to this. And man, oh man, I wish that I was in the Buffalo Bills situation. All I'm hearing right now is wah, wah, wah. We got 2 losses. Wah, wah, wah. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Listen.
We are
it comes down to the playoffs, though.
We are in week 8. Okay, we're talking about it. Let me talk about my team a little bit. We went from a 10-6 season to 1-6, and you guys are stressing about 2 fucking losses. Listen, Buffalo Bills fans, You guys are hard nosed up front on the offensive, defensive line. You got fucking Josh Allen, stud wide receivers. Your running game, But listen, you guys have if your coach is smart, you guys tweak. It's regular season. This is where you guys are rolling already. You got us, which we're a shit show right now. We're a disoriented family right now. We got fucking Deshaun Watson maybe coming in before Thanksgiving, hopefully, but we'll see. I mean,
That wouldn't make a difference. You guys are
I
done
know,
by then.
I know. But what
You
I'm
can't.
saying
You can't.
is that the Buffalo Bills got a lot of things going for them. Don't scrutinize
Sure.
yourself so much. And
No, I'm
they
not.
gotta tweak. They gotta just tweak off of these losses.
Yeah,
And
that's all I'm saying. Listen, Cat,
you know,
I'm not. We're not complaining. Ain't nobody here bitching about the 4-2. I'm not bitching about it. I'm a realist. I never said. Listen, going undefeated isn't fuck. Be real with you. I know. Speaking the Dolphins, blah, 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 undefeated. That's a fucking tough feat. That is tough. I never thought. Listen, you could be a bad NFL team and beat a good NFL team on any given Sunday. That's why they call it any given Sunday. It fucking happens. Sometimes you just have a bad game. However, if you're a good team, you don't have many of those, right? I felt like the Pittsburgh game was a winnable game, and we shot ourselves in the foot on the red zone. And then the Titans game, yeah, it was just a tough grind out game. I'll be honest. Like you said, it could probably went either way, only because Titans came to play. They came to play. They're at home. No doubt about it. All I'm saying is you got to fix some of the stuff. You know where your team's at by week 6. I'm going to be honest with you. You kind of know, you kind of have a feeling where your team is at offensively, defensively, and special teams, right? So you know where you're at. You know what you need. You know what you got to fix this stuff, and some stuff is just not fixable. Sometimes it's the players. It is what it is. If you got a bad offensive line, those are the guys you have this year. I mean, all you can do is try to get them better, get them motivated, like to play a little better. Apex, hold on, my buddy. Not taking anything personal, just agree with Tommy. Our defense could get off the field. Yeah, listen, I agree with Apex on that 100%. Like that's one thing Apex is getting wrong, Mikey. I am not here saying the defense didn't do their job against Tennessee. Like they didn't do, I'm sorry. I'm not saying they did their job against Tennessee. What I'm saying is they had a fucking bad game. And I'm a realist here. They fucking could not get to Tannehill. There were 0 sacks against a beaten up offensive line. They let fucking Henry gash him for 75 on one play. They played the box so heavy because they were worried about Henry. They fucking let Tannehill beat him in the fourth quarter. We had only 2 possessions on offense. That's all on defense. 150%. That's no doubt they failed us. No doubt they failed us. Hold on. What is Apex? That wasn't for you. Oh, okay. Well, either way, I'm still going to say that. So no doubt they failed us. But like I said, I keep sounding like a broken record, but the score was 34, whatever, 34-31 or something like that. If we just take away one of those field goals and substitute for one of those touchdowns in the red zone, going 2 for 5, we win 35-34. I'm just being real with you. Not only that, if we score early, because a lot of those red zone opportunities were in the beginning of the game. So if you go up big on any team right away, boom. I don't care if they're a running team. They're going to start passing heavy because they got to play catch up at that point. They're not running the ball, killing their own clock. That game could have went totally different. You guys all know how momentum is. So let's just say hypothetically, your team, your offense goes to the red zone 3 times, all field goals. You get 9 points. Their offense goes once, gets a touchdown, they're right in the fucking game. You did all that, and they're fucking 2 points behind you. That is it. Can't have that. So would you rather be up 9-7 or 21-7? I'll take 21-7 all day. I'll take 21-7 all day. That's all I'm saying. That's it. It's not about the defense play like shit. No doubt about it. But we had opportunities in the beginning. Mikey, I get what you're saying at the end of the game. We had 2 possessions. The defense kind of gave them off field. I get that. But we had our opportunities early on where we could have probably opened open the floodgate a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. And we didn't. And that's the reason I'm just blaming it a little bit more on the offense. That's it. I thought they did a hell of a job. 31 points. You should be able to win. But unfortunately, we gave up a lot, but we had opportunity to also give a lot, get a lot. Just didn't. But anyways, I do want to say, yes, let's talk Dolphins. Yeah, Mikey, shut up and listen. Mikey, you're the best.
Here we go.
So listen, so 1-6, like I said before, I really thought you guys would be a little better, especially like I said, after the Patriots win on defense. I thought offensively you would be exactly where you're at. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't trust Tua, though I'll get on Tua in a little bit. I thought he's had, by the way, a very good 2 games span, but he had a couple of also huge turnovers that cost his team the game pretty much. The Bills 4-2 coming off a bye week. I already told you about the stats. Bills offense number 6, defense number 1. Offense for the Dolphins ranked 28, defense 31st. So they're one of the worst both on both categories. Let's see here. Obviously it's in Buffalo. I got to check the weather. More than likely it's shitty and cold. And who knows? It could say fucking beautiful and Saturday it's going to be snowing. So I have no idea the weather, but more than likely it's going to be cold or rainy or something, windy. So I do want to say overall, this is an interesting stat I brung up. And I don't know if you heard it, or I'm sure you have. So all time, you guys lead 61-53. However, the last 10 games, we've won 9 out of 10. The last 20 games, we've won 16 of 20. We're owning you for many years now. Josh Allen has a record of 6-1 versus the Dolphins. 1,700 yards. He's averaging about 250 yards a game throwing. 17 touchdowns, quarterback rating of 108, 375 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. That's really good. Those are awesome numbers. And he's a huge reason why, we won, 6-1 the last, 7, and we're about to be 7-1. But let's be real here. But we're going to get to that now. Now, what do you guys think you guys need to do coming to Buffalo to, let's say, shock the world and get an upset versus the Buffalo Bills? Like, what do you guys need to do, man?
Man, where do I start? I mean, obviously, offensive production. The defense is struggling on every aspect that you can imagine. Third down, big plays. I mean, on every aspect, the defense is struggling. The offense is gelling a little bit more, but against elite defenses, they're not. And that's shown against Buffalo for quite a while now. And at this point for the game, I think that ideally, if we had a ideal running game, it would be to run the football and try and set up some plays downfield, but we don't. So right now, I'm
here
seeing.
for you. Sorry to cut you off, Captain. Jack coming in, Captain. You think you're going to get Watson? If y'all do you think it'll change how the coaching is? I think y'all coaching fucking shit up for y'all. They should let Tua call plays and make decisions. That's his opinion. What do you got to say real quick? Sorry to cut you off, but Jack came in with
No, that's fine. Jack, I think you're absolutely right. Right now with the Dolphins, I mean, over the past decade, we've been struggling, and if you really look at it, there's no way over a decade that player personnel could be an issue. I think it's just been coaching. Earlier on, a couple of years back, we let Minka Fitzpatrick go. He's a stud right now in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I just don't feel like the coaching right now is putting the players in the right position to be successful. Our linebacking core is horrible. We can't stop the run. And then that leaves, obviously, our secondary susceptible to big plays downfield. I mean, last week, if you look at it, Kyle Pitts, 9 receptions, 163 yards. We have the lead a little over 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and we're not even stopping him at the line of scrimmage. We're just letting him run free. So to me, that's coaching. That is coaching, and you know, I don't think it's necessarily Brian Flores. I think it's more the offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. I do think there's talent. If you look at the team, there is talent here. Jalen Waddle, Xavier Howard, there is talent on the team. It's just coaching, bad coaching.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, here's where I get with the Dolphins. I'm not a Dolphin fan, but obviously I'm a football fan. I follow enough to know other teams. I'm not going to come in here blinded. Um, but here's how I see the Dolphins going. I think Flores is a good coach. I do. But I'm also hearing a lot of stuff in the locker room, especially today, because I was doing a little bit of research on you guys. Like, I wanted to know what your players are saying because it's never good losing. Let's be real. When you're losing, that's when players start to chirp, right? That's when you start hearing some whispers going on that the locker room's not good, or the coaches aren't good. And I gotta say, I did hear that early on about Flores. Like some players were not liking Flores, and Flores was like, "All right, you don't like me? Get the fuck out of here." And I think Minka was one of them. I think he was saying like, I believe he was one of them. There was also another guy's his first season. You guys got rid of right away. He was like, I don't like him or whatever. And then I heard today there's some whispers coming out of there that they're having a problem with your coach as well. That's not a good sign, especially when you're 1-6. Are they going to get fire Flores? No. What is this? His third season, right? I believe it's his third
Yeah,
season.
it's
Okay.
just
So he's had his first 2 seasons were I think good, especially for rebuilding. Anytime you rebuild, you kind of have a more like a couple bad seasons before you start seeing progression. That's just how it works. And you guys started just like us from the floor. You guys gutted it out and started fresh. My problem is with you guys is you gutted it out, but are the guys that you're bringing in are they working? Because it's you can gut everything out. You can do clean houses every fucking year, but you got to bring the right guys in, right? So I kind of feel like maybe between him and Greer, there's a misconnection there where they're just not feeling it on the same player. The Tua thing I'm hearing now, there's rumors that Greer wanted Tua, but Flores wanted Herbert. So man, trouble in paradise. That's never good if the GM and coach aren't on the same page. You got to be on the same page. And then the whole Tua situation, I really feel like it's been like I feel bad for the kid. I'll be real with you. I don't think he's going to be spectacular in NFL, but I think he's an average quarterback. I think he could be a little bit better than what he's showing. I don't think he's that bad. But I understand also if you guys want to go in a different direction and get a better core, like, hey, he's just not our guy. He's just not work. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't keep playing with him. You can't keep saying, well,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so it's
I,
like I kind of feel like your coach isn't really giving much because that's how it is in the NFL. You're not going to tell your player, hey, yeah, we're shopping you, bud. Like it's just because if it don't work out, you fucked them. Like then he wants out, right? So like that's a tough situation to be. But if you're like you're a quarterback in the top, in your draft class or whatever, and you're only there like year 2 or whatever, you're expecting probably not to go anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and already hearing noise, that can't be good, right?
as far as the two situation, I think it's been, obviously it was a little bit, you know, disheartening seeing, the two turnovers, the two interceptions, the way they happened. But you have to remember at this point right now where he's at, really and truly, last year, Ryan Fitzpatrick started the season, and I believe he started the first 5 or 6 games. So as we're seeing to right now, as far as injury and moving forward, we've only seen maybe almost a full season yet. So he's kind of still a rookie, and
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
I mean, that's how I felt about
30.
Josh. I
Yeah,
agree.
and
First season was
Atlanta's nothing to rave about, but they're 2-3. They have I think they, as much as people want to dog on Matt Ryan right now, I think he's a great quarterback. He's a veteran now. And this is the NFL. 32 40, 109 passer rating, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. If you really look at the body of work that he's had, um, it's not that bad. I do think, though, and I'm going to reference some Ryan Tannehill right now because we had Ryan Tannehill for many seasons, and until the marriage just wasn't working anymore. And he's excelling right now very well in Tennessee. So I think Tua could be. I do think that he has a lot of talent. I think that he could be a great quarterback, but in the right system. And if you look at the Dolphins right now, I mean, it all starts up front, and the offensive line is just. I mean, we just moved our starting left tackle to starting left guard, and we have a rookie starting at left tackle, and we have uh, kind of up and down Jesse Davis at right tackle. So we just keep maneuvering these chess pieces to see if they're going to work, and it's just not. So is it fair to really condemn Tua right now for not playing the part? I just think that it's not fair. But you know, and of course, right now with the Deshaun Watson situation, it's not going to it doesn't help his case at all. You know.
No, it doesn't. But I also got to say, what doesn't help his case is, I'm going to bring it up again. This is on Flores, by the way. Flores and your GM having a split OC. That's so weird to me. I've never so when it's not working out, I guess Flores is going to fire both. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how does that work out when Tua's not happy? He goes sees both, and they talk. Like, I almost feel like it's almost like a system that's meant to fail, you know? And I just I don't know, man. I just feel like you guys are just doing it all wrong there, and somebody is there. I just can't assume that even if you guys get a real court, let's say you guys trade Tua. Let's say you do. Let's say somehow you get Watson. You can't have a split OC. He's not gonna come on, man. There's no way he's gonna be cool with that. Like, you can't have two OCs pulling out a rope, for what call they want to call. Right? Rock, paper, scissors call. I mean, who gets it on fourth down? Are we agreeing with this? Are you agreeing with this? No, man, I like this. Like, how is that even going down? Like,
Well,
it's really interesting.
yeah, it is, and I do think that obviously I would imagine as an NFL franchise that they have some type of structure as what play calling has been going on, and obviously, hey, 109 passer rating, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but it still doesn't matter because wins mean everything,
Yeah.
and of course when you lose, everyone's going to be looking at, well, whose fault is it? So with that being said, I do feel that they do need some type of structure, and if we maybe leave Brian Flores there, and you bring on a more experienced um offensive coordinator, and obviously the defensive coordinator. I mean,
Yeah, I
the
didn't even get
defense
to
has got to
that. Like,
change. I mean,
not like your
it's
defense is, everyone's talking about
right.
your offense, but you're right. Like, the defense, going from one of the better defenses last season, especially in turnovers, to 31st. It's like, if I'm a Dolphin fan, which I'm not, thank God, I'm pissed. Like, I'm pissed. Like, on the offensive side of things, I'd be like, you know what? I get it. It's fucking stupid split OC. It's to his second season, though. He missed a lot of time. He's still growing. Fine. We got a rookie receiver. Like, I would be kind of okay with where we're at on offense. Still a little upset, obviously, but the defense, I'd be like, what the fuck happened? And I know, speaking of this, because last season, the Buffalo Bills were terrible in defense most of the season, and we were ranked like in the top 5 the previous season. We were really good on defense. So to fall like that is like, you got to scratch your head and go, what happened? So yeah, clearly something's going on with your defensive coordinator. But I gotta say this too, though, and it's for, and I'm being real here. When you guys are losing and there's chatter in the locker room, do players really want to play for Flores? Like, are they giving it their all on game day for Flores? Do they want to win for him, or are they like headbutting each other? Because that can happen too, man. I hate to say it. Sometimes
Yeah,
he may be a good coach, but maybe he's rubbing the players the wrong way. Maybe something's
yeah,
going on in that locker room that the players are like, bro, I don't really want to play for this guy. Like, I'm just not
yeah,
feeling it. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah.
very possible, because how does that happen? Like, you know what I mean? How do, and then there's chatter. Like, usually when there's chatter, man, there's like, it's not just a rumor. There's someone said something. It got out there. Everyone's talking about Mahomes. Jack brung him up, and Joey. So listen, Mahomes is playing bad this season. I'm not gonna lie. 9 interceptions. That's unbelievable. He looked like dog shit Sunday versus Titans. He didn't look very good versus us. He hasn't really looked good all season, though. He's still deadly, and I'm not gonna fucking sit here and tell you that's it for, we saw the best of him already, and now it's just downhill. He's still a very good quarterback. He's still very dangerous. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and tell you he's not. That team can turn it around very quickly. They have a hell of a coach. Their defense is their problem there. That stinker that they laid against Tennessee, that you're not going to see that much. I just don't see that happening. They're still the Chiefs, and until we beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, if they get there, if we see them, or until anyone beats them in the playoffs, then people could say something. Right now, bro, it's just like Tom Brady when people are like, and I heard it last season before Tampa Bay made the Super Bowl, when he made a couple, when they weren't playing that good. Oh, he's done. He's done. He forgot the fourth down. He forgot it was fourth down. Remember? And everyone's like, oh, he's losing his mind and he's getting old. He fucking won a Super Bowl. He shut everybody up once again. Right. And I get it. Listen, like, I'm more about not even so much him, because I don't know if he was handed a key to a Ferrari. I think like someone like Baker Mayfield is overrated. It's just like someone like him. I think he's an average quarterback if he's on any other team. I think he got handed a fucking Ferrari. He had Ferraris and Lambos sitting in his fucking house right away. I mean,
You got to
Josh
deliver to
didn't
him.
come. Yeah, got bro. I mean, for real. Odell Beckham, fucking Jarvis Landry, 2 fucking stud running backs. A fucking defense that's fucking good. By the way, not to mention their offensive line is fucking beast mode. Beast mode. If we had that offensive line, bro,
I was just talking about this too the other day about
bro, we'd be fucking killing people. You guys want to talk about Devin Singletary and fucking Zach Moss not getting yards? Oh, they would get yards, because it's about the offensive line not blocking properly. Watch the games. I'm so tired of Bills fans, a lot at least, saying, oh, we need running backs. We need running back. We need running backs. Bro, it's the offensive line that's not run blocking properly. You got to get something. You got to get some kind of hole. Look at Cleveland. Bro, they had both running backs hurt last week, and they had some guy I never heard of in my life, and he ran for 150 yards. Never heard of. Bro, that guy probably will never be on any other football team when they get their football guys back. Let's be real. Right? Cleveland's going to go, thanks for filling it, bro, but we got Chubb back and we got Green back. We'll put you back on the practice squad. Nobody will pick that guy up. Or somebody might, thinking, oh, he had 150, and he'll fucking suck ass because he doesn't have that fucking blocking. You know what I mean? Just like, bro.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
It's true. Just like Alabama, bro.
He didn't look that bad, bro. He didn't look that bad.
Quarterback coming out of there. Nah, bro. Of course he didn't look that bad. He has fucking huge holes, bro, to run through. Let's see. We got a question for you, Mikey, coming in. What Captain D takes on his coaching staff? So I know you touched about it a little bit as well. What do you think about your coaching staff overall, man?
Coaching staff, I think that there's some big questions about the coaching staff, including, and what obviously Brian Flores. It all starts with Brian Flores. He's the head coach, but we had some key additions that we thought coming into the season that we just automatically cut, that we had signed. And Brian Flores kind of has this mentality of, well, if you're not with it, then we're just going to move on. and the two offensive, the dual offensive coordinator position, and obviously the defensive coordinator. I mean, these are all issues with the Dolphins that you know you go from 10-6 to where we're making moves. We're 10-6. We got 2 picks in the first round. We got this. We got that, and we're looking to. I'll be honest. I'll be honest with Bills Mafia right now. Game 2 was we weren't sure that we were going to win that game, but we were looking at that as a gauge of how close are we to winning this division. And we all know how that went, and that's where the downfall started. So coaching staff, I'm on the fence about just completely blowing this thing up and getting a new whole coaching staff in here. Getting rid of Brian. I'm on the fence about that because Brian Flores should be responsible for some of the decisions that have been made, cutting people, um, who he's got in there starting. So and some of these draft picks, they have to be collaborative decisions that were made between him and Chris Greer. So am I big on the Dolphins coaching staff? No, I am not. I'm not at all. Not at all.
Well, me, if I'm a Dolphin fan, which once again I'm not. Here's how I see it. Like in any organization, football, basketball, baseball, it starts from the very, very top, right? Your ownership, then your GM, then your coaching staff, then your assistant coaches, all that stuff, right? Coordinators, then your players, right? Because that's how you build a team properly. So if I'm the ownership and I'm going, man, we're fucking 1-6. This is not good. Like things are not working. I'm hearing players talk, blah blah blah. The drafting hasn't been the greatest. The free agent pickups haven't been the greatest. We're cutting players 1 year into when we sign them because it didn't work out. Like these are all red flags, right? Like you got to put up the red flag eventually. And I'm looking at Greer right away. I'm looking at Greer. I'm calling Greer. I'm calling Greer in the office right away, and I'm saying I want to know what he can do next season. What's his plans? I want to know what's his plans. What's his plans working with? I want to know his relationship with Flores. I want to know how they're getting along. Are they on the same page? Like I want to know this as an owner, right? If they're not, if Greer's like, like I wanted this and he wants this, then you got to make a decision. You either keep Flores or you keep your GM. You can't have two, playing tug of war. And then the split OC thing. Who was that? Was that Greer's decision? Was that ultimately Flores? More likely, that was Flores' decision.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So what was he thinking there? Like when did that work? Where did that work? I've never heard of that. And clearly it's not. It's not working. Like I get that you had our old head coach as your coach, our offensive coordinator, Shane Gailey. I get that he was like 99, but at least it was his playbook.
He did a great job for us, by the way.
Right.
He did a great job.
At least it was his. There was nobody telling him what to do. Like it was his. Ultimately, it was his decision. It was his decision, right? There wasn't another guy going, "Wait, no, I don't like that." Like, bro, it was him. It was it. And I felt like he did a shit. You guys won 10 games. Let's be real. When Ryan Fitzpatrick was in there, you guys were scoring in the high 30s. I mean, you guys were putting up points. I'm not gonna lie. You guys were in the beginning of last season. I'm like, okay, we got to there could be a team that we have many years to compete with. And then this season, it's like maybe we don't have a team that this season. And it's just like it's just surprising. It really is. Joey coming in. Let's see what Joey says. Joey, I'm not talking shit about our running backs, but they are no. Of course, they're no chop. Listen, I'm a realist, Joey. Remember, I was telling you, I am super real. I am real, 100% real. I never said our running backs were fucking top tier running backs. They are not. Let's be real. But, however, they could do better. And by the way, for as crazy as this sounds, we rank 7th in rushing and 8th in passing.
Wow.
So for as crazy as this sounds, and yes, a lot of those yards are probably Josh Allen. It's all combined. We're not ranked 25th in rushing. Like we're top 10. That's pretty good. Now, let's just say hypothetically our offensive line was better. Let's just say, and I know they're not Nick Chubb, I know they're not Kareem Hunt, but let's say we had the Cleveland offensive line. You're telling me that Devin Singletary and Zach Moss wouldn't average a little bit better? By the way, Singletary's not even having a bad season. Last game, if we would have ran him more than 5 times, he averaged in 5.8 in that game. We just didn't give him the ball because probably, if I had to guess, Dable's sitting back going, bro, I cannot keep running the ball because the line can't block. Like we're not going anywhere. Like I get it. So we go away from the run. I totally get that. So yes, they're not top tier running backs. They're not going to fucking wow us like a fucking Derrick Henry. But how many top tier running backs there are in the league? Let's be real here, right? Philly, they ain't got no fucking running back. Miles Sanders, he's just as good as fucking Devin Singletary, right? Miami Dolphins, I don't even know who they're. Gaskin, come on, let's be real.
Let me.
You think he's better than fucking Devin Singletary?
Miles Gaskin and Salvin Ahmed.
Yeah,
Ahmed.
Salvin Ahmed from the fucking wherever the fuck he came from. He is not the
Malcolm Brown too. Malcolm Brown.
Oh, sorry, Malcolm Brown. The Patriots. I don't know who the fuck they got. Right? They got some guy I never heard of. I'm just saying, there's a lot of teams that don't have the running back position. Kind of is like a dying breed in a way, a little bit. We all know this. It's very pass heavy. It's passing. That's what it is now. I'm not saying you don't need running backs. I'm just saying like there's not a lot of great ones anymore. There's just not. Right. And the ones that are around that are great, they don't last too long. Like they're not. I'm telling you. Like there's very few Adrian Petersons, Frank Gores that are going to play at a high level for many, many seasons.
Can
Right?
I maybe mention one real quick?
Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
I just said that. Not many.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Henry.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But how many are there? That's what I'm saying.
There's
like,
not that many. There's not that many.
You got what? You got Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb. I guess Kareem Hunt will throw in there. You got Alvin Kamara, right? Dalvin Cook, who, by the way, gets injured.
Yeah.
He can't stay healthy, right? You got Saquon Barkley, who can't stay healthy.
He's done.
Right? The guy that played for the Rams for many seasons, he's done. He got his paycheck. He's gone. He's not even on the Rams anymore. Forget his name. Le'Veon Bell, gone. Right? I'm just saying. I'm just being real. They don't last long. That's why teams don't invest in running backs. That's why they don't pay their running backs. Right? Ezekiel Elliott, he's still pretty good, but he has his games where he doesn't play good either. Like, he's like weird like that. But I'm just saying, like, I would not pay a running back, and that's not the reason, Mike, our concerns. It's just not. Our offensive line needs to block a little bit better, and we'd be okay. Jack coming in. Our running backs are decent. Just line is fucked. Yeah, 100%. Listen, you can't have a stud at every position on your team. It's almost fucking impossible. Like we have 3 great receivers. We have fucking, the best quarterback. We have the best running backs. We have the best cornerbacks. We have the best defensive edge. You got the best linebackers. Like it's just, it can't. It's like you're gonna have a mediocre player at some time on your team, like at a position where he's not the best, but he's good or he's doable. Until you draft one, and even drafting one doesn't mean you'll get it right. I'm just saying, like there's top. I don't even know how the draft class is working out right now with the top receivers, let's say, but right now the top receiver, I believe, is the guy for the Cincinnati Bengals. Other than that, how's the guy for Bama doing? I haven't heard his name, and he was a fucking Heisman Trophy winner. The guy for you guys, he's doing okay.
He's doing well.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing that's like ground shattering, like earth shattering. I'm just saying, like, it's a hit or miss in the draft. So you could want a position, you can think you need, but let's say we go out and draft a running back next season, which we're not going to do. Like, teams don't draft early running backs now. That's another thing, if you notice. It's very rare running backs go early in rounds now. They're usually second round now. They used to be first round because teams ran a lot more.
Yep.
Now it's like, okay, so we draft one in the second round. What if he's a bust? Oh, man, fuck, that sucks. Now you gave up a second round. Could have went to an offensive lineman, a cornerback, like a very needy position. So I think we're good, is my point. I think Singletary is better than what people think. Zach Moss, though, I gotta say, I know a lot of people are high on Zach Moss. I'm not hating Zach Moss. I'm just saying Singletary is a little better as far as he can he can elude running defenders a little bit better. He's a little bit more elusive. And I think he's a little bit more faster, not by much, but he is. And Moss could take a little bit more of a hit than him. But I mean, they're almost the same player. Very close, very similar. Uh, we don't have that bruising running back, and maybe that is a problem. Maybe like for instance, on the 4th and 1, maybe if we have a fucking bruiser in there, maybe we don't need Josh Allen taking the chance of getting hurt, right? I mean, just saying that you got to remember this too. I'm not saying Josh Allen can't get a 4th and 1 or like we shouldn't be trying, but it's also a risk of injury. He's fucking going. I've seen it plenty of times. You want to risk it, or you want to get a guy, a fullback, or a big, powerful running back that can get you the 1 yard. And that's why I thought we kept Gilliam on the 53 because Gilliam was like a tight end / fullback who was supposed to be the guy that was 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches, and we have not used him at all in those. I have no idea what he's even doing on the 53 other than special teams. I think I already saw that, Jack. Okay, so how I see this game going, because back to the game. So I think Apex wrote earlier it's going to be like 53 and cloudy, so it's probably going to rain a little bit if I had to guess, or a little. It's always wind in Buffalo, so prepare for the wind. So it's going to be probably a nasty game. Maybe not crazy nasty, but probably a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, like normal Buffalo. But I think you guys coming in with 2 straight losses to, let's say, Jaguars, bad team. The Falcons
Very
are
bad
okay.
team.
Yeah, Falcons are whatever. I don't think they're good, but they're not. I don't know what.
They're in
I
the
don't
middle of
know
the pack.
how.
They're all
I don't
right.
know how to. I don't know what to say right now about them, but they're not a playoff team. Put it that way. But either way, you guys lost 2 straight. You got players talking in the locker room, and you're going against us, who just came off a close loss to a good team, but we're pissed. I think we're fixing some stuff. Now, we have everybody healthy but Dawson Knox. But I got to say, Knox, though he's been coming on strong, we don't really go to our tight ends much. So it's not something that I'm like, oh my God, we're desperate at tight end. We need to go trade for a tight end. Like, we have Tommy Sweeney, who is very reliable. He's not like a huge playmaker, but he can handle his own. And we barely throw to tight ends anyways. Probably 3 to 5 times a game. So it's not like we're a heavy tight end. Tight ends are involved on this offense. It's just not how we play. And I just think the offensive line has something to prove. I think they're going to play a little bit, hopefully like dogs in this game, where they're going to try to bully you guys up front. I don't like your linebackers. I like your corners. I think you got sticky corners, but man, the last 2 games, it's like, I don't know what's going on with your corners even. That's why I was asking you or saying, do the players even want to play for this coach anymore the way they're playing? Because you got top corners giving up play, like not really. And it's like you guys are just, I don't know, man. I just don't see it. But anyways, yeah, no, I don't know, man. So I just feel like what we need to do in this game, because I believe we're going to win. We're going to probably win big. But what I want to see out of the Buffalo Bills is better red zone efficiency against a Dolphin team that we should be able to score in the red zone, because you're not a very good up front on defensive, and you don't have great linebackers. So there's no excuse if we're there not to score touchdowns. And I want to see our defense bounce back after a bad loss. However, we don't have to guard a Derrick Henry this game. We seem to own Tua for the first 2 games, even though the second game he was in there for like 2 plays. So I don't know. We're gonna probably bring multiple blitzes. I could see it, because it's the only problem I see with Tua too, I gotta say, I kind of feel like he's still a little bit tentative. Like, he doesn't want to run. Like he gets jammed up in the backfield, and I feel like he just, like, when he when he doesn't get his first read is when he like flusters, when he doesn't know what to do and he starts to like panic. I almost feel like it's panicking and he doesn't know to take. It's like he's scared to take off. Like, and there's open field there. I don't know what he's doing sometimes. So I kind of feel like he just gets panicked and either throws an interception or just takes the sack. Like he doesn't try to like get out of the sack or make an unbelievable play. Like I just don't see him doing that. Like, and that's probably why the coaching staff over there is like iffy on Tua because maybe they just feel like he just doesn't when he's under pressure, and he can't get off his first read, he gets flustered and he doesn't know what to do. Like and he beats himself is what I'm saying. And a perfect example was last week. You guys had a huge turnover. Right in the offense was right in the red zone pretty much. Right on their side of the field. And Tua had a stupid interception. I mean, like that was a game-changing play. Like what are you doing there? Like, and that's maybe what the coaching staff's going, man, I don't know. I'm just thinking. So against us, I don't see you winning. You're going to fall to 1-7, and it's going to be a rough week in Miami. I mean, you guys don't have a bye week. So like week 13 or 14, something crazy like that, right? So it's like, man, how many more weeks can it go bad, right? Where players are talking and chatting in the locker room before players start giving up. You know what I mean? Like just totally. So I do want to go over the schedule real quick because man, I gotta say it, you guys have it rough here. So I'll go over our schedule real quick just to kind of, for anybody that's still in the chat to make you understand that this rest of the schedule is a very favorable schedule. Jack, we just have a team. Everybody gets to play, not just two people. We got so many weapons to use. Yeah, dude. We are dangerous, no doubt. So Miami at Buffalo. Buffalo at Jacksonville. Buffalo at the Jets. Colts at Buffalo, though Colts, I'll tell you, the Colts play very well.
They're playing tough. They're playing tough.
However, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks away. Will Carson Wentz be on the field? Will he be? I mean, like it's always a question mark with Wentz. So even if he is, though, they got a good running back. But
yep.
I think and I like their coach, by the way, our old backup quarterback, Frank Reich. So that came, but it's in Buffalo. They're used to, I believe they play in a dome, so they're coming to our home. It's probably going to be nasty weather. And then we're going to New Orleans on Thanksgiving. Listen, that should be a win too. Like Jameis Winston, I like him, but he's just he takes too many chances, too many turnovers. And our defense, even though we played bad last week, we're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Disciplined. They're very disciplined. They don't. You notice our team like that run that Derrick Henry did. We don't give too many of those up. We don't give too many.
I was surprised by that run.
We don't give even passes. Like we don't give. You won't see us giving up stupid plays. Like very fucking rare do we get tricked on like a flea flicker or like it's rare. And if it happens, it doesn't happen much. We're just not that team. We're very disciplined, and that's McDermott and that's Frazier. They're two old school defense coordinators. They've been around the block. They've seen it all. They're not going to let those stupid plays happen much. And not only that, our team's been together. That's another good thing. Our defense played together for a long time now. Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde's been on the squad since like 2017, like 2016, 2017. So they've been around forever. So I don't see them beating us. Then we play New England, which New England plays us tough, probably on defense, but we're in Buffalo. We whipped them up. They do have a rookie quarterback, though he's playing well. I just don't see us, getting beat by a rookie. I just don't. And they put up a lot of points last week, but that was against the fucking Jets. Come on, let's be real. The Patriots offense scores about 16 points, 15 points a game. Yeah. Then Buffalo at Tampa. That's the tough one. We're on the road. They have a very good offense, good defense. That's going to be a test. No doubt about it. Carolina at Buffalo. They don't even know their fucking quarterback. So I'm not worried. I think that's a win. Buffalo at New England. Once again, I think we could beat them. Atlanta at Buffalo. I think we could beat Atlanta. and the Jets at Buffalo. These are all winnable games, except for maybe the Tampa game, which is going to be tough. Now, back to Miami's schedule, which is not. I don't think you guys have an easy schedule here. Let me see here. So you guys, let's see where you guys are at. So Miami. There you go. Okay. So the Dolphins schedule. You play us, all right, and then you play Houston. That should be a winnable game for you guys. I'll be real with you. Then you play Baltimore.
It should be.
It should be. But but it won't also shock me, right? Then you guys play Baltimore at Miami. That's probably a loss.
It's a loss.
Then you play the Jets. That's probably a win. Then you play Carolina, which who knows with Carolina. That I'm going to say that could go either way. The Giants, once again, that could go. They're not very good either. 2-5. The Jets, I would assume you would beat them. The Saints, they probably beat you. The Tennessee Titans, they probably beat you. And New England, the way they're playing right now, a revenge game.
They're probably going to beat us.
So at the most here, you guys, you win twice against New York, the Jets. I'll give you maybe the Giants game and the Houston game. So you guys win 1, 2, 3, 4 more wins. So you guys, at this rate, you guys finish with 5 wins, 5-12. It's not good. I had you winning 10. So, but it is what it is, man. You guys got to get it right. But this game, man, I just on the road, hostile crowd. We're gonna probably be full. I know we're gonna be full. With a team that's pissed off. I just don't. You're seeing us twice now, pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, if you thought 35-0 was bad, I don't know how this game's gonna go. I have no idea. But I expect us to score more than 35 points because we're the best, one of the best teams on offense. You know, we've been scoring over 30 points, and your defense is one of the worst. I mean, you're one game short of being the worst. You're 31st. So if we don't show out versus you guys at home, there's a lot of looking in the mirror to do. Like if we win against you guys and it's like we win by 6 points or a touchdown, or I mean, no offense to you guys, but that's a problem. There's a problem. There's a problem.
Yeah.
Now, I don't see that happening. I don't. Like I think our coach, like I said, that's the difference between the two teams right now. Is the coaches are we're very disciplined. We got a lot of good pieces in play. Like everybody's been there for as much as I don't like Dable, I got to give him some credit. He's been there a while. The players trust him. He'll get it right. And by the way, God, I feel bad for him because I don't like him, but his grandparents passed away. They raised him. And yeah, he was going through some shit the last 2 weeks when we were playing. So I guess if you're going to give someone a break for bad play calling, I'll give him a break for that because I'm sure it's a terrible thing to go through. But defensively, we got to tighten that up too from last week. Can't let when we see Tennessee again, if we do, can't play the same defense. Can't do that. You know what's funny? We held Derrick Henry under 670 yards for the last three seasons. Like it wasn't like Derrick Henry owned us. Thought we played very well. There's a couple things in that game because you're not really a Buffalo fan that I didn't like. So one, we benched AJ Epineza, which is like one of our better edge rushers. Very physical, very fast, gets to the quarterback. And we benched him. And I was like, why? Because we wanted to go heavy in the box. And I'm like, but it's worked. We never did that before. Like, just play how we've been playing. Like, why? Like, I mean, I get you got a game plan for somebody, but clearly, look, he ran 150 yards. It did not work. We got no sacks on Tannehill. So I hate.
Tanny,
sometimes
man.
Sometimes I think coaches overthink. I do. I believe that. I think sometimes coaches overthink an opponent, and they go away with what works for their team, and they try to play it safe, or they play into their opponent's hands that way. And I hate that. And I felt like that's what we did last season. We kind of were like we were playing it safe in the playoffs. We didn't want to be one and done. And offensively, we were shit in the playoffs. I don't care what anyone says. Our defense is what held us up. And it was funny because our defense wasn't good most of the season, and our offense was like taking a back seat. So, anyways, any last thoughts, brother?
I'm thinking this game is going to be not as bad. The Buffalo Bills are going to pull this off. It's I mentioned this before. It's that home cooking that's going on. It's going to be we don't adapt well. Other than shout out to Ricky Williams when he ran wild that game in
That was
Buffalo.
crazy. In
But
the
you know what?
snow.
That's the past. We're looking at now and then the present, and we don't usually adapt well, and to weather in 53 degrees, bro. That's fucking cold. That's cold. We're in
That's
South
that
Florida
cold.
right
Yeah.
now. We're not in freaking
You're lucky you ain't playing this in
Buffalo.
Christmas time. 'Cause
Yeah, I
this
know
ain't
that
shit.
that was a
But
nightmare last year.
I do want to say something. I didn't get to it. I guess we'll get to it real quick because we've been on a little bit. The Watson rumors. So
Yeah,
I'm hearing a little bit. I'm hearing Carolina now,
yeah.
and I'm still hearing you guys on Heavy Talks. You and Carolina. Apparently, Darnold's just not what people thought maybe he was going to be. I still don't think Darnold's bad, but maybe Darnold's like a Tua. Maybe Darnold's just okay, good enough to win. He'll never be like a leader quarterback. He'll have a couple good games, but he's not going
I'd
to
say,
lead the
yeah.
way.
I'll say this, I just want to touch on this real quick. And I've listen. I'm not, but obviously I'm a Dolphins fan. I haven't watched majority of the time. I watched the Jets, and I followed the Jets when Sam Darnold was with the Jets. Um, and obviously now he's with Carolina, so I don't watch that much Carolina Panthers football, unless if it's a good matchup. But what I did see from Tua this game was, even though we were down, I did see him being more active, being more involved. And hey, you know what? Even though he's got 2 picks, that's what I would like to see out of a leader, out of a quarterback, out of
Yeah,
you want
yeah,
to see that enthusiasm. And I know right now we're still 1-6, but hey, it seems like he's at least trying to implement that that alpha. We talk, football. My son played football, and it's a very, very, a very alpha mentality, especially at the quarterback position, a leader. And I do see him doing that. And even though it's not resulting in wins right now, but I don't really see that in Sam Darnold. The little bit that I've watched him, I don't have, I'm not watching Jets football the
yeah.
past 3 years or Carolina Panthers this season, but I just don't see that out of him. And that is one good quality trait that I do see out of Tua. Um, with all the Deshaun Watson talk that's been going on, I don't think adding Deshaun Watson is going to make that much of a difference, that much of an impact on this team. Um, I just really don't. But
Max says Tua took charge calling his own plays.
I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard anything about that. I've just heard from the coaching staff saying that the whole team needs to be accountable, and kudos at least to the coaching staff for, I know that our wide receivers are hurt right now, but at least playing Mac Hollins. I've been calling for this for a long time. Mac Hollins should be fucking starting. Seriously, Mac Hollins has been balling out. Special teams he's been starting on the wide receivers because we got Devontae Parker out, Preston Williams been banged out, Will Fuller's banged out, but Mac
Well,
Hollins
there's
is a
another
baller.
guy. There's another guy, Will Fuller. It's not working.
Yep,
Just saying, even though he's
he's been
hurt,
hurt. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, but Fuller had problems in the past. Like,
he did.
this
He
is
did.
this is on. That's what I'm trying to say. With like, it starts from the top up. Like, bringing. It's not about the play. You got to bring the right guys in, right? The fifth system. Got to bring the right locker room guys in. You got to. Was Fuller the right guy? Probably. I can almost promise you he won't be on your team next season, right? I can almost guarantee he won't. They're like,
Well, yeah, I
this
know
is
that we touched on this early in the season, and about Will Fuller, and before the season started, there was an issue with Will Fuller that there were some rumors coming out that he didn't even want to play anymore, that he was even thinking about retirement. So you're right. It starts who's pulling the strings up top? Who's the mastermind behind everything? Who's doing the research behind these players?
Right.
Like, why would you bring somebody on that they're contemplating maybe not possibly playing, or they're injury ridden, and
Yep.
you're bringing them on the team? So, and let me get back to the game real quick. I don't, and I'm trying to be, as positive as I can with a 1-6 season going on right now. I hope to God that this isn't a blowout. I hope we show some heart in this game, and we do play for Brian Flores. I do think that he's a good coach, but I do hope that we show up and at least put up a good showing. I haven't looked at the injury report. It's Monday right now. I do know that Xavier Howard obviously was back. Byron Jones is back, but everything is day to day with the NFL with injuries. But I do hope that at least we'll be full force. Maybe we get back at Devontae Parker. We're not going to get back Will Fuller, and then we can at least see, you know, some type of, what should have been, could have been. Maybe November 5th is the deadline for the trades. I mean, how long is Devontae Parker going to be with us? We don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I don't know. Are you guys a trade heavy team? I mean, I don't really follow you guys too. I mean, has Greer been aggressive when it comes to trades when the trade
Definitely. I
deadline
mean, we
comes?
were aggressive in this year's draft with Philadelphia. We traded a first round pick just to move down a couple spots. So right now, even with going into next year with our draft, right now our first round draft pick is depending on the San Francisco 49ers and how well they do in the season. So, and
Yeah.
right now it's a bust of what
Well,
we've done.
I think the trade deadline is, I want to say November 4th or 6th, one of those dates. So it's coming up. It's like we're talking, I think, a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. Um, as far as us trading for somebody, if we trade, it's probably going to be like to clear some cap space on our side, or like, because bro, I'm
It
for
must be
real.
nice.
There's not much. I'm not saying we don't need the things we need. Teams aren't trading. You know what I mean? Like a good offensive lineman. There's no team that's gonna fucking, it's super duper rare an offensive lineman gets traded, a good one. So let's just scratch that right away. Dawson Knox will be back in 3 weeks. You don't need a tight end. You're not going that route. And like I said, we're not even a tight end. Like our offense doesn't really evolve around tight ends. I don't see that happening. A running back, that you never know. I'm just saying, but that's not the problem.
That would be a
I
nice
don't
key
believe.
addition. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be, but it's still got to fix the offensive line, right? It still needs a, but you never know. I could possibly see that. Wide receiver, obviously, we're good. Not gonna happen. Now, what I would like to see, possibly, and that could happen, a cornerback, a good cornerback to come in and help Trey out. I like Levi, but Levi's okay. But if we could somehow get our hands on a pretty good cornerback for a decent deal on a trade, I'd pull that trigger. Also, a defensive tackle. I like Star. I like Ed, but we're having some problems there. I mean, I would like another, like a run blocker, run stuffer. Um, I like our linebackers are fine. Matt Milano, Tremaine Edmonds. Like we're not moving any of those pieces. Um, Other than that, that's it, man. I mean, I could see us trading somebody, not just getting a pick back, not even getting a player back.
Yeah.
Jack. Uh, I've seen Tua game press. He looked worried or fed up with the coaches. Oh, he's seen Tua's game press the presser. He looked worried or fed up with coaches. Did you see that or no? Or
I,
you
I
missing
did
Tua?
see that. And, listen, I me, me and Tommy here, we played, street basketball before, and it gets frustrating when losing sucks. Bottom line, losing sucks. And I can't imagine if you're a professional and you're getting paid millions of dollars, you're being scrutinized on your play. Obviously, Tua has. So yeah, it's frustrating. Whether it be play calling, whether it be a wide receiver not running his route right, maybe not having a good running back. There's losing just sucks, and I think it just could come off as, you know, you're frustrated with coaching. Everyone is to blame. Everyone's trying to find the right, okay, so what do we got to do to fix this? We're 1-6. We were 10-6. What the fuck do we got to do to fix this? It's just anyone can come to seem like, well, that wasn't the right play call. Or he slipped when he ran that route. So right now it's just a frustrating time right now if you're a Dolphins fan or a Dolphins player, if you really do care. And I think too it does care. But where is the
Uh,
blame supposed to be? And that's the whole frustrating part. Where does this get fixed? That's the golden question. Do you trade away Tua and bring in Deshaun Watson with
I
a
don't think it's.
shitty ass offensive line? It's
I don't
crazy.
think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's with your team. Like one player can't. It's not
No,
football.
it's not about one player.
Football's not basketball, right? Like there's LeBron James ain't gonna come and save football team. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't work that way. Like I don't care what fucking you got no receivers, you got no offensive line. Let's just say happen. You're gonna be bad team regardless if you got the best quarterback in the league. So it's not about one player. It's about like you building your team right. And I don't know if the Dolphins are doing that. That's the problem. That may be the
Yeah.
problem. Not only doing it right, but do they got the right coaching staff in place? Do they got the right coordinators? They got the right defense coordinator. They got the right spot. I have no idea. But right now, if you're 1-6, you got to say no. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to,
There's
right?
no
You
way.
have to, because how can you go from a 10 win team to almost make it a playoffs
Yeah,
from just tanking? Like
I know.
and not even tanking on purpose. Like some people, like I said, have the Dolphins winning the division. I mean, that's how some people. I didn't, but I'm just saying, like, okay, fine. I'll go. I can
I
see the debate
yeah,
there. Somebody wanted to
yeah,
argue with me of that. You guys won 10. Hey, maybe we lose a couple, and you guys were fucking fighting for it at the end. I mean, very possible. I thought, like I said, I had you guys winning 10, which is maybe I was wrong. Maybe you guys won one more, 2 more year, 12-win team. It's an excellent season, but you're in the total opposite way, and it doesn't seem to be getting better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Tua's playing a little better, but overall, like your defense still stinks, right? You're giving up a
well,
shitload of
yeah. The
points.
defense has been, I think, the biggest
Eh,
the
Well,
biggest
your offense
upset.
is 28th. I mean, that's not anything to write home about. I mean, it's
Yeah,
your running backs are bad. Your offensive, I mean, your offense in general. What did I say here? You are 25th. Let me see what here. You're 25th in passing and 31st in rushing. I mean, that's unacceptable. Like that's just bad. That's like Jets bad. That's Jaguars bad. That you know what I mean? Like, you guys weren't there last season? I mean, not saying your offense was anything to write home about last season, but it had to have been better than 28th. So like, you guys took a major step backwards, and the coaches have to really look themselves in the mirror, along with the players too. But I just think, man, like I said, depending, tell you what, we got a half a season to go. It's going to really come down to for you guys. You're not making the playoffs, but it's going to come down to the players want to play for this coach. Because if you guys finish with let's say you win some games you weren't supposed to win, and you really grind out the rest of the season, then I think, as a fan, I say, you know what? The players do like this coaching, right? They respect and they fucking did all they can. They won more games at the end than they were supposed to. But if they just fucking flat out suck the rest of the season, and you could just and there's more chatter going on, the owner has to somebody has to step in and fix. There's something wrong. You cannot continue.
yeah.
Like I said, bringing in Watson doesn't just all of a sudden change everybody's mentality. It's not going to work
No,
that way.
and
Like
yeah,
the whole team. You know what I mean?
I believe in that, and it's just as bad as the losing to the
Scott coming in.
Jaguars.
Scott
Okay.
says, not sure what happened to the Finns. They felt like a real threat after last. Yeah, bro. That's what we were just talking about. Go ahead, Captain D.
Just as bad. I was going to say just as bad as a loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars was. And granted, it was in London. You would I'm not here to make excuses. Everyone, well, it was a long airplane ride and back, and we didn't have a bye. Yada yada yada. I think if you look at this game right here that's coming up this week against the Buffalo Bills, obviously they're the pinnacle of the AFC East right now. Even though they're coming off a loss, whatever you want to call it, if your ownership right now, and if we get punched in the face and we're eating shit all game and we go down 40 something to 7 or 10, I mean, this team is just flat out isn't playing for their head coach. And I think a decision is going to be made at the end of the season. If things get even worse and we're losing to the Jets and stuff like that, and it just keeps steamrolling. But if you look at a game right here, is what substance do we have left? Are we going to stand up for ourselves and at least put up a fight? We know that we're not at the Buffalo Bills level right now, but it's not a matter of that. Is that if we're going to give up? And that's the last thing you want is this team to be giving up. And I'll be honest, I've seen some plays and listening to some of what the beat writers have been talking about the Dolphins, and I see it that some of the players are giving up on some of these plays.
Yeah, Scott comes in. Coach has lost the locker room this year. What the hell? The players see how they're toying with Tua. Is another player thinking I am next? I think they fucked up Tua's development already. Yeah, bro. Like, hey, it's a good point. So Scott, I said this last season, and Captain D knows what I'm talking about because I've been talking about this, and I'm a realist with this. Rookie quarterbacks, especially quarterbacks, it's a different position overall, right? Like everybody knows that it's a different than a running back, different receiver. There's a lot on your shoulder, right? Everything on you. You got a lot of pressure, and confidence is everything. And I think, bro, you got to remember these are kids, right? They're not. Their mentality isn't. Their brain's not there yet, right? They're not totally confident. They're coming into a new system. The game's faster. They're probably going on a bad team, right? If you're a top quarterback, more than likely that team has some problems, probably has a new coach, who knows? But more than likely, you're going to have to go through adversity. Tua, you know, eh, went to a team that obviously was a new coach, right? New coach, new offensive coordinator. You got to say, hey, like this is my problem. I thought they at first were doing the right thing by him last season. You guys have Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick said, "Hey, I'm cool. I get what's going on here. Tua's going to be the guy next season. Going to watch me, learn, and I have no problems doing this." Now, let's say you guys stink it up with Fitz. You go 4 games. You're 8 games into it. You won 1. Fine. You know what? He's seen enough. Tua, it's ready. Go ahead. We're not going anywhere. Let's fucking. But that wasn't the case. You guys were playing very good ball. The players were behind Fitz because that's how Fitz is. Fitz is he's a player. Man, players love playing for Fitz. Like, if I got to say anything, like, I've never heard any player say something bad about Fitzpatrick. They all rally around him. Like, he's that kind of guy. He has like that like aura about him. And you're winning. For the coach to bench Fitzpatrick at that situation, that time, and the players have to scratch their head. There's no way you're telling me players in the locker room were like, I don't get that. Like, why? Why now? Like, why now? Then you put Tua in, and if that's what you're gonna do, then that's it. There is no fucking going back. Like, that's a huge decision, especially when you're winning football games. Like I said, it's not like you guys are sucking and then you made a decision. You put him in, you leave him in. He's going to go through some bumps. You know it. You have to know it. He acted like Tua's been in the league 3 seasons. Okay, it's Tua's ready. He is ready. He's been fucking sitting on the bench for 2 seasons. He's ready. Then I would say fine. But that wasn't the case. Threw him in there. And right when things got difficult for Tua, he pulled him for Fitzpatrick. For Fitz to get the glory. Fitz got the glory. Fitz got the win. The players rallied around Fitz. They loved Fitz. The next week, Tua's right back in. So what does that do for a team? What does that say for the players? What the fuck is going on here? We rally around this guy. He comes in. He wins the game. Now Tua's right back in. Tua plays a good game. Next week, Tua struggles. Fitz is right back in. So you're kind of fucking with the guy's emotions. You're already, where is he at, like, mentally? It can't be right. I just said it right away, right there. Then you're like, hey, Tua, for sure, you're our guy next season, completely. But what we're going to do for you, we're going to bring in 2 different OCs. We're going to make life even more difficult for you. You didn't already have it more difficult enough when you had it last year with Fitzpatrick in the background, waiting just to come in, because players were like, hey, we need Fitz. We need Fitz. Come on, put Fitz in the game. You know, we really need him right now. Now he's not there. Okay, now you're stuck with a split OC. You got 2 guys telling you, like, who's calling what in your ear. Then you get hurt right away, right? Jacoby comes in. Jacoby actually plays okay, right? Players are like, I mean, now you guys weren't winning. But now the Watson trade starts coming in. All season long, right? You got to hear it from reporters. The coach really technically isn't sticking up for him too much. He's not saying that I don't give a fuck what you guys say. Stop asking me. Tua's the guy. He's the guy. We're not getting Watson. I'm sure that's what Tua wants to hear. He's not. So he's not going to say anything. So, bro, I got to say, confidence in Miami for Tua, it can't be there. It can't. It can't. I think it's lost. And I hope when he goes somewhere else, I hope he gets it back. Because, bro, it's not easy. I think, and we talked about Darnold earlier. I got to say, the Jets fucked him up too, bro. I thought the Jets are dysfunctional. They did him no service. And it's not like Carolina's so unbelievable, by the way. They fucking lost Christian McCaffrey. And see why I tell you, we don't pay running backs? Christian McCaffrey right there. But anyways, it's not like they have stud receivers all over the place or an offensive juggernaut. Like, that's not that great of an offensive team. Once McCaffrey went out, that's a wrap. Like, they don't really have much. DJ Moore, I mean, he's okay. So, but my point is, his confidence, maybe he's not that great anymore. Maybe it took a little shot, right? So it happens. And I just think Tua right now, bro, I think Flores did a terrible job with that. A god awful job. Scott, then on top of it, you're talking sexual predator Watson. Tua best remedy is to get traded. And McDermott locker room would never allow that BS. Feel sorry for Tua. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell him. I do feel bad for him. Like I said, going back from, because how I would have ran it, I'm telling you, man. You sit him the first season, you let him learn behind Fitz. And it's not like Dolphin fans weren't going to go to the game if Fitz was playing. Dolphin fans, from all I remember that year, were loving Fitzpatrick. Nobody ever was like, Tua. Then I could say, hey, man, fucking, because sometimes that, let's be real, when the crowd is booing your quarterback, like an Andy Dalton situation, they want the rookie to come in because you're playing bad. I get that. The coach is like, bro, we got to fucking put the rookie in. All right. Like, the fans are getting pissed or not going to come to the game. Like, I get that part. Then I say, fuck it. You know what, Tua? We got to get you in there. Like, I get that, right? Because I'm sure the GM's like, hey, bro, we got to fucking do something. But, bro, you guys are winning. There was no reason to do that at that point. And I think that's where lack of being a head coach probably came in, because he's never been a head coach. Always been a defensive coordinator. So maybe he's learning on the job too. Like I said, learning how to be a head coach. But maybe players just are not respecting him because of that. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I do think that. I do think that Brian Flores right now is not, if you really look at it, is not your conventional coach. You know, the no, you know, signing players, then cutting them before the season even starts, and also 2 offensive coordinators. Excuse me, but also, you know, the whole Fitz thing. I think that Tua should have sat at least a year. Great leadership out of Fitz, and no, we wouldn't have been complaining if Fitz was in the game and played the whole season out. Everyone was shocked when they decided to play Tua. I think it was rushed a little too much. But if you really look at the overall picture, if you stand outside and you look through a telescope and you look at Brian Flores and what the organization is doing, it's very taboo. It very is taboo. As two offensive coordinators, you draft Tua, and you're bringing them in and out, and the decision making as far as cutting players and bringing players in, it's just it doesn't make any sense. But I think that just goes with what Brian Flores is all about. He's just like not afraid to pull the trigger on anything, which could be detrimental to the team, which we're seeing right now. One in
Yeah.
six, it's just not working.
And to Scott's point on the Watson thing, though, I won't get too deep into it. I personally, I don't know if I'd touch that, man. I don't know if I wouldn't feel comfortable trading for him, man. I think he's a hell of a quarterback. But that whole situation is really weird, bro. It's a weird situation. Um, and like I told you when that whole thing went down, if one or two people said it, like I am very into you can't fucking just say that person's guilty right away. Like people lie. Let's be real. Let's all be real in this room right now. When you're a superstar, which I'm not, and Captain D is not, but let's be real. When you're a superstar, when you're an athlete, people are trying to fuck you. They're trying to fuck you over. They're trying to hurt you. And sometimes people are telling the truth, right? So it's really, really tough. As an outsider looking at the situation to say, yeah, 100% he's guilty, or no way, because he's, and sometimes he's on your team. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe it, right? And really, this has gone on forever. Let's be real. People, when OJ Simpson did that, there was a lot of people that thought OJ was innocent. There was people protesting, right? Okay. Then you got things like LaShawn McCoy, whose girlfriend claimed that he sent goons to her house, and that never happened. That never happened. She lied. So, but you see my point? Now, I'm sure other people were like, "Oh, he's guilty. He's guilty." Blah blah blah. Ed Oliver got fucking arrested for DUI. Had zero liquor in his system, and I remember Bill's Mafia on Twitter saying, "Cut him. Cut Ed Oliver. Cut him right away. If that's the kind of player that's on our team, get rid of Ed Oliver. We don't need that." And I was typing, wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. First of all, this is just reports. Even if that's the case, bro, he's 20 fucking 2 years old. A player can't have a bro, if that's gonna happen, live and learn, you get through it. But let's see what happens first. Nothing. They dropped the chart. It was a mistake. So I mean, sometimes you can't jump too much. However, if there's overwhelming stuff coming out on certain people, yeah, then it might be true. Okay. And it's happened. Listen, nobody wanted to believe Michael Vick was fucking killing dogs. And initially he denied it until the whole truth came out. And it took a while. But when it came out, boy, did it fucking come out. Okay. So with the Watson thing, I think there's still going to be things coming out. And I don't know if I would touch the whole Watson thing. I just wouldn't. It's just too many people involved. A lot of ladies step forward. And hey, I thought R. Kelly was innocent until fucking 55 women came forward. You know what I mean? I mean,
But
just saying, it's a risk. You guys trade for him and he gets fucked and there's a video. Bro,
Yeah.
videos get leaked, audios get leaked, like later on. It is funny that way, but it could happen. It could be an audio tape we don't know about. There could be a text message. Look at fucking John Gruden. Perfect example. That motherfucker, bro, right? Came out. What did he say? No, that's how I talk. That was a way of saying that he's a shit talker or whatever. And boom, the fucking emails got released. He's fucked. He's never will be involved in the NFL.
Yeah, just to touch on that, on the Deshaun Watson, case is, and I will say this: I'm not condoning any type of illicit behavior or mistreatment of women and stuff like that. But none of us know just the real nit and grit of this situation, and we don't know any hardcore evidence. And I will say this, and until anything really, I've heard, me and Tommy have talked about this, off the record about some of the situation being when it first started happening, and it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, I don't know,
Well,
that seems a little sketchy. You know what I
it
mean? Like,
listen. Well, but I will say this though. And let's be real. Why the sketchy red
yeah,
when you're waving red flags around?
okay,
It's a massage. It's not a um. It's not like a personal trainer who's like specializes in
correct,
like some, like you know what I mean? Like it's not like a fucking like something that only certain people do and he has to fly in certain people because they specialize in chiropractic on the leg or
right,
maybe there's not a good enough person that does it, but it's fucking massage. Like, dude, listen, you live in I could promise you right now, I live in Detroit. You could pull up us, I don't know how many, but I'm sure thousands of massage therapists throughout Michigan. Thousands. So why would you reach out to like other states and you're not now listen, if he said I'm here, I'm going there, flying there to play football, I need one there. I get that. I would say, "Hey, well, he's fucking flying there. That makes sense." But why would you fly one in the off season to you and like it makes no like all that's like red flag city to me. Like doesn't make sense. It doesn't sound right. Like it sounds sketchy. It sounds super sketchy, and that's when because I'll listen to everybody's story. Like I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but once I say, "But why?" Like I question, like something's not adding up. Then it doesn't make sense to me. Like
yeah. I
why?
will say the amount of number of women that have came out is definitely it raised a red flag to me, and I'm just like, and we
Yeah,
talked about this, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a lot of accusations to even
all over.
think about
Right,
moving
all over.
forward, right?
Yeah,
But I also look at this, and a lot of these athletes and you know they associate themselves with a lot of different types of there's a lot of social media women out there that they're involving themselves with these
of
athletes, and
course.
it just brings up just a lot of you know well who are you really associating yourself with, and where are these accusations coming from, and how viable are they? But 20 something women, that's a lot. um I don't know the intricates of it, if they were all massage therapists, and if you're a woman, and someone's flying you in to give a massage. I mean, come on, man, that doesn't make much sense either. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
there's
and her, yeah, on the woman's part, you gotta be like, why? I don't understand why. I
right,
mean, I get that, but at the same time, too, maybe it's big bucks. You're thinking, oh
right,
my god, it's a fucking.
right.
When will I ever get an opportunity to go meet an athlete too? Like that's really cool. And if I go give this guy a massage, that could fucking maybe get my career better because now, I fucking
Yeah.
massage a pro athlete who requested me. Like, so I get it too, but I also get what you're saying. Like, they got to be smarter than that. But I also get the other side of the coin.
I
Like,
do. I
maybe
do.
they're just thinking, hey, if I go do this, this is good on my resume. I fucking massage, NFL players. I'll go all over. I mean, you never. I'm just saying, like, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it's not maybe unheard of. Maybe other players have done that, but I'll tell you what, he's the first player that I've
Yeah.
never heard. This situation, I've never heard of another player flying, you know,
I know. It is
women
weird,
in.
and I do give it the benefit of the doubt, because to obviously the women, because I don't think that anybody should be um you know misled or treated in any of that way. But um if these accusations are true that they're saying, I mean, obviously, I mean, this guy should obviously never play in a league again, and obviously be prosecuted for his
Yeah,
mistakes. And obviously, if teams are interested in this guy, if teams are actually entertaining this, there's got to be some type of substance to where these accusations might not be true. If
Well,
NFL teams are
or they're
entertaining this,
hoping. Well, that's not always true. They could be just hoping that legally it goes away. It doesn't mean though the NFL will look away. It's happened before. There's been players that legally have gotten away with things, but the NFL stepped in and still, Adrian Peterson is a good example.
I mean,
He got
yeah,
suspended
I know, yeah,
for beating his kid with fucking, with
yeah,
tree branches. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
and now, mind you, he's old school. And that's what he tell you. Kid beats his kid, but you can't do that. You know what I mean? He didn't get in trouble, I don't think, against the law. But like I said, there's been players that gotten away with illegally, but the NFL doesn't want. That's a problem too. The NFL doesn't want, because then you're gonna get like turn away female fans, right? Because let's say they look away and go like, you know what, legally you didn't get in trouble, even though there's accusations out there. We're just gonna forget about it. Like it's cool. Then female fans would be like, whoa. Not only that, then you got like massage female that get paid by. You got a problem. You can't have that.
yeah.
So
I agree. I agree.
if I'm a team, and I'm thinking about getting them, which I wouldn't be, I would definitely hire a PI because this is going on too long. I'd have a PI look into it, do his own research, interview these women, uh, get the facts. Because trust me, there has to be some kind of fact.
There has to be, yeah.
Has to be something said or on audio or on text, because there's no way this would be gone that far. And then I would have to make my own mind up after that. And if a team's listen, if there is something on them and somebody has it, and a team's still willing to roll the dice, bro, that's on you guys. That's just a stupid move, and that's where it becomes stupid on whoever your GM is at the time, because usually, let's say nothing comes of that, he has an issue. Then there's a problem with that person, and it's going to happen again because usually sickos, people like that, they strike again. Let's just be real; it's not a one and done situation. Um, and it could just be this guy has a problem with. It could be a predator. I mean, I'm just saying it. Very fucking possible that he's not a good person. I mean, listen, Bill Cosby. Everybody thought he was a fucking saint, right? Didn't even curse on his jokes. Turned out that he was a fucking sicko. So I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just saying, like, you don't know, but once things start arise, like coming out like that, there, like you said, where there's smoke, there's fire, and I, I mean, why, listen, why wouldn't teams already be, jumping all over he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. There's a problem there. I'm telling you, there's a problem. The NFL's keeping quiet about it right now. I think the NFL. I think there's going to be a bombshell. I think there's going to be a bombshell with Watson in the
I think so
future.
too.
I think there's
Yeah.
going to be a fucking, just like the Gruden thing. I think something's going to come out on Watson that it is just not. It's probably going to kick him out of the league. It's going to blacklist him. I think it's going to be that bad, just like the Gruden. Like Gruden can never come back. Gruden can never come back. And if
I think that's the reason why nothing has happened yet.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
I think
and
there's like a smoking gun there that that they're just some team, whether it be my Miami Dolphins or the Carolina Panthers, whoever it might be, they're waiting on something to pull the
or
trigger on a move.
they could have their own investigators. We don't even know about it. By the way,
Yeah,
we would have no idea. Like none of us do right now. The NFL's definitely looking into it. I could promise you that, and I could promise you any team that's interested, they're probably doing their due diligence. They got a guy looking into it. I can almost guarantee, because that's a huge mistake if you do that.
and I will say this is based on, and I'll be real here, based on his actions. You know, if I was innocent, of all those allegations right now, you're not seeing much of Deshaun Jackson, and I get it. There's a lot of media involved. He's an NFL superstar, but if I was innocent, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be hiding from this shit.
Oh, dude,
I
I'd be screaming from the
I
from
would
the
be
rooftop,
out
bro.
there saying,
I'd be outraged.
I am
I'd be like,
innocent.
bro, yeah,
Yeah, you got the wrong guy, and that is
yeah.
not my character, and that is a little bit alarming to see that it's more. he's behind the curtain a little bit right now.
Yeah. I get it. And Scott, I won't go too deep into that, but it's a business. I'm gonna be real. NFL is a business. It's a business. It's all about making money. And I don't know if it's about that. I think it's about at this point with the NFL and with how society is in general, like society, just with social media, with everything that's going on with people's, a lot of people's are very sensitive now. I think the NFL is not willing to roll the dice on much. Like, trust me, white, black, Spanish, they're gonna fucking get you out of the league. They're gonna blacklist you. Look what happened to Gruden. It's gonna continue to happen. It's happened to Ray Lewis, not Ray Lewis, Ray Rice. Ray Rice never played in the NFL ever again, and that was back in the day.
Yep.
Okay. He'll never ever. He could have, bro. He's reinstated. He could have played years ago. That was it. Like there was no more Ray Rice.
Nothing. Yeah.
There's been other players that's been blacklisted, I'm sure, from the NFL. So, like I said, it's a business. The NFL's going to make money. If this comes out and there's some kind of proof, text, video, audio, you will never see Watson again. I don't care if he's top 5 quarterback. What? And matter of fact, I'll even say this: NFL did the top 100, and they didn't even. They literally played like 2 minutes of Watson on there and skipped, pretty much, kind of skipped him, and in a way, like they totally avoided the Watson thing because who knows if Watson even plays ever again? I have no idea. But no, I think they would definitely. I think if that came out, that was true. Regardless of what happens,
I honestly think that there's if the NFL is still entertaining even trade talks right now, teams. I mean, it was the biggest headline right now on ESPN. If you go to ESPN.com, is what teams are thinking about trading for Deshaun Watson. If we really want to talk about tug jobs here, Robert Kraft, for God's sakes, got caught.
Oh yeah.
And that was swept under the rug.
Oh, no, dude, you want to talk about? You want to really go into? You guys really want to get into this down and dirty deep on this conversation on the Mafia Sports Report?
Go for it.
You guys really want to go into fucking some NFL sweeping shit under the rug type shit? How about the fact that the fucking New England Patriots were fucking cheating for fucking years, and they fucking burnt all the fucking proof of video that they were recording teams practicing. They're recording their plays, and they swept it under the rug, burnt the tapes. Why would you do that? Swept it under the rug like nothing happened. That's one. Then they do it again. You catch them. Then the deflate gate thing, which clearly he cheated. They came out. That was a huge thing. Bro, there's a lot that happens. Not only than that, sometimes the refereeing is very questionable. Sometimes things I don't know what's going on there. Like, and it's not just coming from me. I'm saying there's a lot of things that are very questionable in NFL. But the Patriots thing bothers the shit out of me because, bro, the Houston Astros cheated in the World Series and they fucking were blasted, right? Blasted. And the fucking Patriots did it and nothing. Like, I've never heard of that. Like, that's crazy to me, bro. Like, how you could cheat like that, get away with it. The NFL hides it, like, just sweeps it under the rug. Like, I don't know, man. Like, to me, that's crazy. But like, as far as like players getting in trouble and stuff, listen, let's be real. The Ray Rice incident, if you really want to go back, they didn't even suspend Ray Rice right away. They fucking let Ray Rice play, and they believed him until the video came out.
Until the video came out, yeah.
Once the video came out, it was so horrifying that he fucking knocked her out, dragged her in the elevator. Then they had no choice. But now,
They
bro,
had
with
to.
social media,
Yeah.
bro, with social media now, you ain't, bro. I'm telling, bro, everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has a cell phone. Fucking 10, 9, 7-year-olds have cell phones. Everybody's recording shit. Everybody. You can't say any. You think you're in the privacy of your own home? You got somebody over there? I don't know. Like, bro, be fucking careful, bro, because
Yep.
what you say, what you do, where you go, who you hang with can cost you your fucking career in a fucking heartbeat. And it's happened throughout sports. Everything. NBA, NFL. Bro, you gotta be pretty much shutting the fuck up nowadays. You cannot listen, if you have something to say, it better be fucking, NFL right, or they will fucking have a talk with you. Here we go. Scott, there's a difference with Kraft. Paid for is there a difference with Kraft? Paid for agreed to relief versus Watson intimidating women for sexual favors. Yeah, see, no, Scott, 100%. So I get that. Listen, I don't think we're gonna get off football here, I guess. I don't think prostitutes and shit should get arrested for doing that. Like, if you're stupid enough as a guy to go pay for a prostitute and get an STD or whatever, that's on fucking you. You're fucking old enough to know you should know better. Like, and if that's how they want to earn money, then that's their business. Like, I'm just saying, like, to me, I'm not whatever. And if a fucking massage Asian place wants to give handies for an extra $100, then it is what it is. That's old fucking man. Like, he wants to pay for it. He's a sicko. I don't care. That to me, it was funny. Like, I just laughed on that. It didn't bother me. It didn't say, it's not like he's like forcing his way, grabbing her hand. Like, listen, it was everybody, there was probably fucking lawyers and congressmen going to that place. Who the fuck knows was going there? People knew about it. Put it that way. You know what I mean? They weren't underage. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. That doesn't even
Who would
bother
think,
me.
right?
Now what
in a
bothers
dinky
me,
place in Jupiter, Florida.
now if you're grabbing a woman's hand and putting on your fucking ball sack, she doesn't want that. Or if you're just like, showing you're being cocky, putting your dick out, waving it around when she's there, like, bro, you know what you're doing. You know that's wrong. You should not do that. And I think that's what he did. Like, I think that's what's going on. Like, he was probably, let's be real, cocky athlete with money. He thought they probably wouldn't say anything. He was probably rolling the dice, hoping they'd be like, fuck it. You know what? All right, he has money. He'll probably pay me for this. And I believe some women were like, fuck it, and probably did it. And some were like, what the fuck is going on here? And we're in shock. That's probably when it went down, if I had to guess. Like, he was so confident and cocky about, because, bros, listen, people with money think they have power. Let's be real. Most people with money are cocky. They think they have power and they can do what they want. It's not always the case, man. Can't go around doing that. Cannot do that, man. You're fucking up people's, mental whatever. You're fucking up their life. They're scarred. That shit sticks with you. So I think Watson, sometimes too, the quiet ones, because he seemed like a normal guy to me, just quiet kind of quarterback. Like, he didn't seem like a flashy guy. He wasn't like a Cam Newton, right? He was just a normal kind of guy. But sometimes those guys, you never know. You never know. Listen, you also never know what's behind in someone's closet, right? You never know. You never fucking know. It could be anyone, or it could be people look at Gronk like he's this crazy wild party guy. I never heard no fucking Gronk, getting massage therapists to suck his dick and hold his, problems like that. He's just a wild, fun guy. And if he's doing that, it's probably because they want to do it. He's not fucking forcing it on nobody. We got an Antonio Brown thing. Jack, Antonio Brown calling the cops a white piece of shit. Every race comments, white man. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not going to get into all that. But Antonio Brown is also a piece of shit, by the way, only because he beats women. I don't like that shit. Like, I don't care how bad your woman's treating you. Fucking leave her then. All right. As far as calling cops names and shit, don't matter. Black, white, Spanish shouldn't be treating people like that. Antonio Brown is just another story where it's money is power, and he has issues. Let's be real. Antonio Brown has mental issues. There's something going on there. Something ain't right. But he's been a little better this season. But if you really want to get into all this craziness, so did fucking the guy for the Patriots that killed himself.
Aaron
Aaron
Hernandez.
Hernandez, who's by the way murdered people and was gay. Nobody fucking thought that was going to be. So my whole point
You never
is
know.
the whole closet thing. Doesn't matter. You never know who the fuck would guess that? Seemed like a good kid playing football, having money, fucking hanging in the ghetto with fucking gang members. He's gay and he's killing people. Like, that's a crazy story. But bro, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So to end this on this note, you never know. I would just, with the Watson thing, I would do my homework. If I'm a team that's willing to trade for him, I would need to know 100,000%.
Do your research.
Yeah, that dude is innocent. I mean, fucking, I don't want to, not even one story. Even if I interview all 15, whatever, but there's one lady that has proof, that's good enough for me. That's it. That's it. That's all I need. Because listen, I do need proof. You got to show me something. I know it sucks because maybe he did do it, but there's no proof, then it sucks. I hate to say it, but then it's kind of like your word versus my word, and unfortunately that doesn't hold up in court, and it's been so long that you have to have evidence. And like I said, though, in my mind, I could still say he's guilty because it just sounds weird to me. The whole story doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, if there's no there's no evidence, then he's going to play football and someone's going to trade for him. It doesn't mean you're going to like him. Listen, I fucking hated Michael Vick even when he came back. I thought the NFL gave him a chance to come back. I'm, good for him. But I personally was never a fan again. I'm a dog lover. I thought that was despicable. That was fucking cowardly. The fucking hang dogs, kill dog. Even though he wasn't a part of it, he knows about it. It was on his property. Exactly. He was cool with it. Like, that shit right there is as low as you can get in society. To me, you're a nobody after that. You hurting kids, hurting fucking women, you're a piece of shit. And that's how I'm going to leave this, because it's getting a little bit deep on my channel. But I appreciate you guys coming. Jake, Jack, Scott, everybody that came. Mikey, I know you're off already by now, but thank you guys once again, man. I know this got into a little weird topic that we got into, but it's good. Listen, my channel is my channel. I'll talk about what I want to talk about. And Jack, Scott, I appreciate you guys coming. I know you guys got your different beliefs, and I'm not going to get into all that because everybody has their own right to believe what they want to believe. Okay. And I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying you're right. And I hope that you guys understand where I'm coming from too. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. It's just one man's opinion. Same with Captain D. That's how we roll. That's what makes America great, right? We all can have our opinion as long as it's not hurting people. Let's be real. I'm not trying to viciously hurt nobody, but if I disagree with you, I'm just going to say, hey, agree to disagree, and that's okay. We can still be friends. You can still, move on. It sucks, sometimes that people feel a certain way about somebody else, but I can't, I can't feel what someone's feeling. I can't, I can only say how I'm feeling. So anyways, thanks again, guys. Captain D, I appreciate you coming on, man. It was a fun show. It was a different show. We did that shit 2 hours. Scott, I appreciate you, man. If Miami, he has one more thing to say. If Miami gets Watson, it will impact them for 10 years and not in a good way. Yeah, Scott, listen, it's very, very possible that it's a mistake, but you know what? I'm gonna say it right now. I don't think Miami gets Watson. I don't think anyone gets Watson this year. I think the Watson thing, I think no team's going to touch Watson for the rest of the season, and that they're going to let this thing play out in the off season, because by then, listen, it's been like a year. You're going to have a year time. You'll have enough time. Football's over. You can really dive deep into if you want to trade for him or not. But what the fuck is the sense of trading for him now? What are you gonna win? You're 1-6. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna. You think you're, turning around already with him? It's gonna make a difference during the season? No. I would fucking put my best people on it and see what happens, bro. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. And if Tua's not for you, you draft a quarterback, bro, or you trade for one that works for you. But to take a gamble without doing your due diligence will set you back, like Scott said, 100%. Now, if he's innocent and there's no proof on that, maybe we're talking different. All right, guys. I think that's it, brother. I am out. Hey, Captain D. Any last words? Any final thoughts, brother?
Thank you, Mafia Sports Report. Dolphins, let's get all this Deshaun Watson talk out of us. Let's concentrate on Tua right now. Let's at least put up a fight. Let's make this competitive. Let's make it a game. Let's make it interesting. Don't give up. Come on, Dolphins. Let's go, Dolphins fans. Come on, let's support our team. I know we're 1-6 right now. Fuck that. Let support Tua, support Brian Flores. Let's go, Dolphins. Let's put up a fight. We're in Buffalo, and Mafia Sports Report. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Anytime, brother.
And we'll see.
Hey, no problem. Yep. Scott, Jack, everybody. I'll be on Friday #sports with Apex, which is Mikey, at 7:30, and Captain D is actually going to be on with us for most of the show. So 7:30 #sports. Then Saturday at 7:35 on my channel, the AFC Shakedown, and now I'm going to have Captain D and Trevor and Juan from Sports Dynasty Podcast. And then I'll be back here on Monday at 6:35, man. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate everybody for hopping on. Thank you, Captain D.
Thank you.
I am out of here, and we are out. Bills Mafia #1. Peace out.
I've lost it. I've lost reality. And when I lose reality, somebody else pays the price of a lifetime. Woo! 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 Get stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, woo, woo, all men, Ric Flair, woo, 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 oh man, I'm on fire today, woo, 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 your love is mine, all night long, woo, 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 all right, woo, 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 just died for me to go, woo, woo.
Well, that got a little bit dicey there.
Oh my god! I didn't know. I didn't want to go into that, but